Hey guys, welcome back. This is Mark with Cinder Fitness, and we are going to go over today's workout. To access your workout, we will go to cinderfitness.com, go to the home page, and at the toolbar at the top, you'll see today's workout. Choose the drop-down menu and look for bodyweight based programs. From there, you'll select Strength 1A. Now, anytime we do a warm-up before a workout is good, right? Because we want to get that warm-up going. Got to do the reverse. Anytime we do a workout, we should always have a proper warm-up. I recommend at least 3 to 5 minutes. It could be a little bit longer depending on what you're working on. Some of us, our knees, right? They're not as not springy as they used to be. So you want a little bit longer warm-up, a little bit slower pace. The idea is to get the blood pumping, get the muscles warm, and let the connective tissue get acclimated to doing work. After our warm-up, we go straight into our exercises. The first exercise is going to be a split lunge with a chair. Just find any chair that's a height that is workable for you. I mean, you can even put your foot up on top of your couch or maybe an ottoman, so long as your back leg is elevated. To do this properly, I feel that we start off with both feet flat against the object, the chair, and slide forward the working leg. The back foot's heel should be in contact. This is going to give you a decent stride length, but still will stay within your own mechanics. Once we're there, we prop up that back foot, we get right into the work. The goal is to have the knee of the forward leg stay in line with the ankle so that you can get through the work properly, mechanically safe, and effective. Once we have our split lunge taken care of, we can either choose to move on, repeat it, or if you want to go with a little bit more gusto, then you will go into the split lunge with a chair and the hop. Now when we do this hop, it's important to remember that as our forward foot is in place, we want to spring up, raising the heel, ball of foot, and then make contact lightly with the ball of foot, and then come down to the full collapse position. Very similar to if you were running. We don't want to slam down on the heel. We don't want to stay just up on the toes. We want to be able to work this motion for the safety and effectiveness. So the whole goal of the split lunges is to get unilaterally, that means one at a time, your hip, quad, hammy, glute, calf, the whole 9 yards for that one leg to be worked individually so that any weaknesses or strengths can be shown, and then we can make adjustments properly. This also is primarily for the hamstring and glutes. So we've got to move on now to the quads, our front of our legs, our thighs. This is going to be hit by hitting those bottom half squats. Use whatever weight you have available, or just go ahead and do body weight and do a little bit more reps. So now that we have both the front and the back of the legs cooked, it's time to bring it together and put a little bit of cardio into it. This is a great way to see how you respond when they're under fatigue and load. Froggy hops is the call for today. We're going to go ahead and do 3 sets of 10. Now when we do these froggy hops, it's not so important about how far you jump, although I do have an individual in my earlier groups, and he is a phenomenal jumper. In fact, one time he almost went through the roof. But it's more important how you land. So if you can land and you can spring back up and you keep your tempo going, it should be a very, very effective exercise for you. Now on to some really fun stuff. Double chair push-ups. So push-ups are great, right? They work the chest, they work the anterior deltoid, or the shoulder. If you want to sound smart, just say anterior deltoid. They also work your triceps complex, okay? So we get all these great muscles that we use all the time in front of us, but sometimes we get very, very static, and sometimes we get very, very set in our ways. And you'll notice a lot of people may have a little bit of what's called a protracted shoulder. So to encourage a little bit better posture right? With this one, if it's appropriate for your shoulder, I want you to place your hands on the chairs and I want you to come down in a little bit deeper fashion. You will start to stretch out the beginning stretch of this pec, right? And a little bit of the shoulder, but most you're gonna feel it right in here. If you feel a strain, no way, right? I tell my people, when in doubt, chicken out. Doesn't mean don't do it because you're a scaredy cat. It just means you are not getting paid to do this. So it's time to go ahead and be respectful of our body and its range of motion and what it can do for that day. Some days you'll be better than others. Some days you'll be a little bit tight. It just kind of depends. So I would encourage you to start off slow, build your range of motion. If you feel like you can get all the way down there and you're safe, be safe. Other options include moving the chairs in further so that you can get a little bit more of a tricep press. Now that's going to hit the back of the arm a little bit more than the front of the chest, but it's a great way to mix things up. Okay, this next one's really going to be if you're confident to do it, okay? But trust me, if you take the safety precautions, you should be fine. So we're going to do now the double chair broom row. Could be a mop. So all you're going to do, as the video will show you, is you are going to set up and make sure you have a non-slip surface. That's the most important thing. You're going to turn your chairs so that the seats are facing out. You're going to thread either a mop handle or a broom handle, preferably one of wood, and you're going to then take your grip position and you're going to do your row, okay? Now the goal is to work the lats. In this form, you will get the largest amount of back musculature that you can. You're going to get the traps that form like a little triangle, the rhomboids that are between your shoulder blades, and then the lats. This is, of course, too much sausages and beer, but this is, if we were my back, this would be your lats, okay? So it's a great exercise, one that you can do at home, and it's going to give you the most bang for your buck, and it's super metabolic. I was sweaty. More cardio. So up next we have our speed skaters. I'm going to ask you guys to do just one set, but you're going to go 20 reps, 15 reps, 10 reps. And when you do it, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, very minimal rest in between these. So it's almost like a high intensity interval training workout. I would like to see you do it with 20 or 10 repetition or rest periods, seconds. Sorry, the computer just went dark for a second. It freaked me out. Are they listening? Okay. So I want you to have the least amount of rest that you feel comfortable in between each one of those 20, 15, 10 reps. Last but not least, we're going to finish off with our chair dips, and that'll be for the remainder of our actual workout. We'll go into abs here in a few seconds. When we do these dips, it's critical that you have hand placement, and I feel. too many people will internally rotate, use their clavicle, right, their AC joint right here, and their upper ribs, and they'll lock in, and they just do this, which is not even a good thing to see on the dance floor, right? We all know hitch, right? Don't do that dance. So make sure that you are seated with your hands close together. You're gonna make sure you have an upright position, pull back shoulder blades, and then boom, get to work. We're gonna hit this guy 3 sets of 10. Finally, we're on to our abs. Then when we do our abs, I like to finish off with abs because it's actually a great way to put them in and allow you to start stepping down from all the stress of the workout. It's kind of like active recovery. So we're gonna do the hollow hold. Now when we do the hollow hold, I want that low back really flat to the floor. You're gonna try to maintain your arm position so that it's located by your ear. We don't want it swinging forward. We don't want to impart any forward movement. We don't want to do any cheating, right? Abs are highly resistant. We use them talking, breathing, eating, moving all the time. So if we don't do these right, it's not like it's the end of the world. It's just you kind of just did work and that's fine, but you're not going to get the full benefit of it. So it's really important to try to be as strict as possible with all your moves, but especially abs. After the hollow hold, then we hold for 30 seconds. Hopefully you count slow. Then we're going to do the hollow hold with the crunches. All right, so all we're doing is we're just integrating a little bit of movement with this work. Bicycle crunch obliques, a great way to hit those transverse and internal, external oblique muscles. And then finally finish it off with a little plank and with the alternating knee pull-ins. I call them Captain Morgans. But anyway, 30 seconds for the hollow hold, and then 20 reps for each one of those guys. And if you want, if you have it in you, repeat it again. Repeat it as many times as you feel is necessary. I feel 3 times around is enough to kick most people's you-know-what. There you have it. We're done with our workout, and it shouldn't have taken that long. It's always what you need and how much you need. If you feel like you want to take some of these workouts and maybe move some things around and maybe decrease the reps or the sets if you're not ready for them, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. The most important thing is that you guys take care of yourself mentally and physically. And I can tell you, working out is probably one of my most enjoyed endeavors I've had in my entire life. And I always keep circling back to it. No matter what I end up doing in my life, I always come back to getting my strength training in, getting my cardio in, and taking care of myself. I can do that. I can take care of my family and my friends and the people I care about. And that's just really what it's all about, right? So let's get at it. Don't wimp out on your work, and I'll see you when I see you.